this week's Torah reading, we're reminded of the episode of Bilam, who tried unsuccessfully to curse the Jewish people. And in fact, everything that he wanted to say as a curse ended up becoming a blessing. And the way the Torah describes it is as follows: that Moab hired Bilam to curse the Jewish people. V'lo ova Hashem Elokecha lishmoa el Bilam, and Hashem did not want to hear Bilam. V'yafoch Hashem Elokecha l'cha es klala livracha, and Hashem flipped for you the curse to blessing. Ki ahevcha Hashem Elokecha, because Hashem your God loved you. At some level, if Bilam was trying to curse the Jewish people, why was it necessary for Hashem to somehow switch his curses into blessings? Why is it that everything that Bilam said had a double entendre? Why not just make it that let Bilam say whatever he wants to say and his curses won't come true? Somehow you get the impression that whatever Bilam says has to happen. Let Hashem not allow Bilam's curses to become fulfilled. Why is it that they have to be converted to blessing? Rabbi Moshe Chalap, great scholar, author, student, and ultimately colleague of Rav Kook, head of the Merkaz Harav Yeshiva for many years. He's a prolific writer, and in his work Meimaro, he points out that when you really love someone, you don't want to hear anything negative about them. Even if you're going to reject it, even if you're not going to listen, you don't want to hear it. That's when you really love somebody. Hashem really loves the Jewish people, as the pasuk says, Ki ahevcha Hashem Elokecha. And Hashem was not willing to allow Bilam to even say a curse, even if it wasn't going to be fulfilled. He had to switch around the curse to a blessing. It's not acceptable, even if we're going to reject the curses of Bilam, even if they're not going to be fulfilled, for them to even be uttered. And I think about this idea in light of the fact that we've recently gone through the Democratic National Convention, Republican National Convention, and people are watching, people don't have much to do, they're at home. And one of the things that we have experienced this year, as we have in years past, is a lot of bashing, a lot of negativity. It's often said that in love, politics, and war, everything is allowed. Not so sure that that's true. I don't think it's fair. I don't think everything should be allowed in those arenas. But negativity in the realm of politics is to be expected. We're more likely to bash a candidate than they are to issue a positive message about their own ideals. That's the sad reality. And part of it is not only just because it's the easy thing to do, to criticize, to cut down, but also politicians and their campaigns, they do their research and they know that it works. Many studies have been done to prove that negative politicking is worth it. In one such study in June of 2018 by 3 professors from Emory, Georgetown, and the University of British Columbia, was put out by the Institute for Operations Research and the Management Sciences, they determined that not only is it helpful to be negative in pushing forward a campaign, if it's the one who's campaigning himself or herself is negative, it's even more effective than if it's from their advertisements. And so, it's not surprising that we live in a culture where people are criticizing, people engage in ad hominem attacks, sometimes even in legitimate criticisms. And that people, particularly in the arena of politics, want to do that more than they want to broadcast a positive message. We're used to it by now, unfortunately. But just because this is the way things work in the world of politics does not mean that it's the way things should be in our world. Hashem's love for us is so strong that he wouldn't even let Bilam say anything that was a curse. What a tremendous sign of love Hashem has for us. It's incumbent upon us as we approach Rosh Hashanah in these days of Elul, where we are supposed to be doing teshuvah, where we're supposed to be repenting, to really think how we talk about others. We're casual with our speech because it's so easy and so natural, especially there's so many platforms, so many social media avenues to express ourselves. So easy on a WhatsApp, on a text message, and an email to write something about someone without really thinking about it carefully. And to think that it's not such a big deal. In fact, years ago I confronted someone who was saying something negative about someone else and harming their profession. And I said, do you have direct knowledge that causes you to go around saying and writing negative things about somebody? And this individual said to me, no, I just personally think that the person is creepy, and who's going to listen to me anyway? And in the meantime, this individual caused so much financial harm to someone else. A terrible thing. So amongst all the things that we can and should be working on during this season, I encourage each and every one of us to take some time to look at our speech, to look at the things that we write, and to recognize we live in a world where negativity is valued, where bashing is acceptable, is de rigueur, and to work doubly hard to be positive, especially when it comes to others, in the hope that Hashem will be positive to us and bless us with a year of health, happiness, peace, and prosperity.